The UFC has been putting on spectacular fights for almost 3 decades. And with the end of the year drawing near, we have some spectacular fights to look forward to. When the 2021 UFC calendar kicked off with Max Holloway dominating Calvin Kattar, we knew it would be a huge year for the MMA leader. Since then, we've been treated to instant classics from Yuri Prochazka versus Dominic Reyes back in May to Volkanovski versus Ortega just last month. With 10 fight cards, including 3 pay-per-views left before the end of the year, I've decided to look over the confirmed UFC schedule, so you don't have to, picking my 10 most exciting fights left for 2021. This weekend, Paulo Costa and Marvin Vettori go toe-to-toe to push themselves back into title contention. After the two men were humbled by Israel Adesanya earlier this year, both will be looking to make a statement. Costa has only ever gone the distance once, in one of my favourite fights against Yoel Romero, and with 11 knockouts to his name and 5 rounds to work, he could very well add to this tally. Vettori, on the other hand, relies on his high pace and toughness to grind down opponents. And with neither guy likely to take a step backwards, this event should be set up for fireworks. Pay-per-views rarely disappoint, and UFC 267 will be no exception. Islam Makhachev and Dan Hooker will face off on the main card after months of Twitter back and forths. With Rafael dos Anjos being forced to withdraw, Hooker, who got back in the win column in September, has stepped up to face the division's scariest contender. Hooker is one of the most game fighters in that division, as he showed in his instant classic against Poirier last year. Makhachev, on the other hand, has struggled to book fights after dominating every contender on the way up. With Khabib predicting that Makhachev will become the next lightweight champion, this could be a pivotal fight for both men. The conclusion of Makhachev versus Hooker will lead us into my next pick. Former, and true, bantamweight champion Petr Yan versus Cory Sandhagen. With Aljamain Sterling injured and TJ Dillashaw recovering from knee surgery, the two men are set to throw down for an interim title. We are still learning more about Petr Yan's skill set. His Muay Thai background and explosive power have seen him walk through MMA legends Uriah Faber and Jose Aldo. Meanwhile, Cory Sandhagen seems to continue to add to his highlight reel with every fight. From spinning wheel kicks to flying knees, this fight will be unreal. With 2 back-to-back pay-per-views, November is stacked. At UFC 268, 2 of the most exciting UFC fighters on the roster will clash. Justin Gaethje is set to take on Michael Chandler after both men failed to capture the lightweight strap. Gaethje has been appropriately nicknamed The Highlight, with 9 bonuses from 7 fights. Michael Chandler brings just as much chaos, with both of his UFC appearances failing to go further than 2 rounds. The 2 fighters are both known for getting in their opponent's face, slanging and banging until one of them falls. Both of these men give 110% every time they're in the octagon, and with the title fight potentially on the line, this could very well be a fight of the year contender. To round out part 1 of this 2-part series is Rose Namajunas versus Weili Zhang. The current champion will take on the former champion after their first fight ended in the first round with Namajunas landing an inch-perfect head kick. Rose has finished young Jacek, Hill, and Zhang, and with new coach Trevor Whitman, I expect her to bring an elite performance. Weili, on the other hand, is currently one of the best female fighters alive, and after treating us to the greatest female fight of all time against young Jacek last year, I expect her to walk out there with vengeance on her mind, and this very well could be another instant classic. If you want to see our part 2, which will come out next Thursday, make sure to subscribe down below. I want fight predictions, people. Drop your picks in the comments, and I will argue with you. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Then it could come down to something like this. Straight right. They are exhausted.